Today's session, we plan to cover 2 or 3 topics, actually 3 topics to be precise. We wish to see one lesson, how we are taking a lesson. Then we'll talk about reading comprehension, what should be there, how to make a good passage, what should be there in the passage, how to frame questions. And also we will touch upon grammar topic, nouns, singular and plural. So let's start with a lesson. Now, I hope you all have seen the pre-reading that I had posted yesterday. Some schools are following other textbook. That's the reason I just posted. It's a lesson from class 2, The Lost Laugh. We have taken a lesson which we do in the first, first 1 or 2 months itself, actually. If not June, it must be in July, either of that. And now maybe, somebody could just tell me, how do we generally introduce a lesson? Anybody would want to just pitch in here, please? Introduction, a very important aspect of, starting a lesson. For a class 2.
Motivation, ma'am.
Okay. What do you mean by that, ma'am?
Related to that lesson,
yes,
we say some examples relate to live examples, then show some flashcards.
Okay, yes,
like
great.
that to motivate the students, ma'am.
Okay, fine. We have to attract their attention. Anybody else? Thank you, Shanti, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank
you.
You
can ask related questions to that lesson, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Yes. Anything else?
And we may also do some activities related to it.
Okay, yeah.
Ma'am, this is Hamsavali here. Good morning.
Yes, tell me, Hamsavali, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. This is a lesson, the last laugh we are going to take. So introduction could be like, what is laugh? What is laughter? Where do you laugh? What makes you laugh? Like that, we can start off with that.
Okay.
So maybe it will be good for them.
Okay, great. Yes. Okay. So I was just thinking we could, in this case, we could talk of, it's class 2. And I just thought we could have, interaction by asking how many of you have pets at home. So children would generally will talk a lot when we are talking about animals. They will have many things to share. And they always love to share something that is there at their home, something related to them. So that they can, interact. They will be very, the energy level will be very high when we talk something very familiar to them. So always try to introduce the topic. Instead of getting straight into the lesson, do start with some story or some introduction activity can be done. So it could be like, here I was mentioning about, inquiring about pet animals. Anybody has pet animals at home? Definitely many would raise their hands. They will say, I have a dog, cat, fish tank at home, or some lovebirds at home, or whatever. And then you can ask, so can we have any animals at home? Do we have a lion or a tiger at home? Can we have a lion or a tiger at home? Definitely they will come out with the answer to that also. And that's how you can bring in wild animals. Now, because class 2 does not have EVS, you can talk about, the difference between pet animal and wild animals, and talk about that for a few minutes on that, just to generate interest, and also for, yeah, thank you. Just to generate interest. And so again, we can define wild animals that live in forest. Another name for forest, jungle. So we have a very good, there are many ways to introduce. This is one such way. So this is the way that I thought of, considering the fact that they don't have EBS. We get a chance to talk about little bit about the environment around us, the animals. We can ask them to name some animals which live in the forest. So lion, tiger, they themselves will come up with many options, and there we can stop, and then we can start. Okay, so we have the introduction done. Now we can ask them, children, then we can even ask them to guess. So can you guess what lesson are we going to do? By the introduction should be able to give them a hint about what we are going to do. Now, it is not necessary all the time that we do the lesson in that order that's given in the book. Sometimes it could be in a different way. So with this, they will be able to guess which lesson we are going to do. We are going to do the lesson, The Lost Laugh. When we start with that, please write the name of the lesson on the board. How we write, the child should be able to read. When you write like The Lost Laugh, the T should be capital, L should be capital. That is how we write the notes also when we write it. So yeah, so we can write the name of the lesson, and then we can start reading the lesson and explaining. So if you have those who have the lesson, those who have the book, please, you can take it out. We can read little bit. Yeah, are you ready? Let's read. I hope you all have the books. Those who don't have the book, they can refer to the PDF that I posted yesterday. The Lost Laugh. Haina was very sad. He had lost his laugh. So Haina went to Giraffe. Please help me find my laugh, Giraffe, he said. Giraffe lifted her long neck and looked around the treetops. I can't hear a laugh up here, Haina, she said. Then Haina saw Hippo swimming in the lake. Please help me find my laugh, Haina, he said. Sorry, please help me find my laugh, Hippo, he said. Hippo looked in the water. I can't hear a laugh down here, she said. Haina went to Elephant next. Please help me find my laugh, Elephant, he said. So, we read the lesson out. The first time, just let them just listen to you. Let them just hear you. And then we again, after once we are done with the page, we again start from the beginning. Yeah, and now we can go sentence by sentence. First, just to make them, we want them to hear some sentences from us. So let them hear some words, some sentences, the lesson from us, and then we can start. It is ideal that way, so that we kind of generate some interest. Now we go word by word, sentence by sentence, and explain the meaning. So the first one is, Haina was very sad, very sad. Now, many of them may not know what is Haina, so we need to explain the meaning. It's given in the book also. It's a wild animal that looks like a dog. And how to pronounce also, you can make them pronounce Haina. Make children pronounce at least 3 or 4. You can just ask them to say, so that people are attentive and they understand. They also try to pronounce it. So what happened? What happened in the story? What is the problem here? Haina was very sad. And the same sentence has the reason also. What is it? He had lost his laugh. So once you say this, we can mention. So what is the story is all about? About Haina being sad. What was the reason? Why was Haina sad? Haina was sad because he had lost his laugh. So what happened when children lose something, their pencil or eraser, what do? They ask their friends, they just inquire near them. So same way here, Haina has gone to another animal, a friend of his, to check whether that animal has seen. So what has happened? Haina went to Giraffe. Now, when we talk about Giraffe, we should mention, because many children will pronounce it as Giraffe. So we have to correct it there. It is not Giraffe, it is Giraffe. You can spell it. You can write the name, write the words on the board, Haina, Giraffe, and pronounce it well. Definitely make at least 4 or 5 children pronounce it, because it's a little different. And there is a chance that many, or at least some will, pronounce it as Giraffe, seeing an E there. So it's Giraffe. Now, what is peculiar about Giraffe? Giraffe has a very long neck. Namaste, ma'am. Giraffe has a very, very long neck. So that's mentioned. That's what it says. Now, after that, we can, we can just ask children, just we finished 1.5 to small 2 paragraphs, but we can still ask questions just to find out whether they're understanding. So what has happened in this story? What is the problem here? Haina is very sad. Why is Haina sad? Can anyone tell me why is Haina sad?
Haina lost her laugh.
Yes, Haina lost his laugh. That's the reason. Yes. So what happened? Haina went to which animal first?
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
Giraffe. Yes, giraffe. Giraffe. Where did giraffe look? Giraffe looked around the treetop with his long neck. You can just, show as well. Try to do that. And so that the child knows that giraffe is an animal with a long neck. And giraffe was not able to find it. So next, where did Haina go? Haina went and asked hippo. What was hippo doing that time?
Swimming in the lake.
Swimming in the lake. Thank you, ma'am. Yes. So the second animal that Haina went to was hippo, and hippo was swimming in the lake. Please find my laugh, hippo, he said. What happened? Hippo looked in the water. I can't hear a laugh down here, she said. So even hippo was not able to find. After that, the third animal that Haina went to was elephant. Elephant, yes. Please help me find my laugh, elephant, he said. So the first page has few important points. You can just, once you finish the lesson, once you finish the page, you can talk about those points over and over again so that children listen. Some may not have, listened in the beginning. So when we reiterate, it will just get into them. So the points are: Haina was sad. The reason was Haina lost his laugh. Went about asking other animals in the jungle. First went to giraffe. Giraffe looked around the treetop with his long neck. He couldn't find. She couldn't find. Then Haina went to hippo. Hippo was swimming in the lake. Couldn't find. Looked here in the water but couldn't find. Then Haina went to elephant. So this way, when we can explain the story and involve them also, ask them questions just to find out how many have, some may not have listened carefully. So, you could take their, you can find out how much they've understood. If someone's not understood, you could call them out and make them read or do something so that they also understand. Now, next point would be class 2 children, it is less applicable to them. But I just still want to mention about it. We can develop the habit in children to, note down points in the book. Even in the book, we can make them underline. This is an important point. The first line is very, very important because that's the main reason. It's it has the question and the answer there. So you can make them underline. So that is something that they will give a lot of importance to when they are reading the lesson over and over again later. You can also make them, there are words which are, which have opposites, like we have here long neck. So you can make them write, underline long and write on, on top, opposite short. So that the children, they should get the habit of reading as well as noting down points. That will make things, when they do it on their own, they will get the habit also and they will start noting down things. So they will start, yes, they will start understanding that these are the ways, these are the things that we should remember. And also when parents help them read, they also know what all to, to take care. And same way we have words like swimming. Now swimming has double M. They already know about it in class 1. They would have learned about the ing words and some words, the last letter getting doubled and all. But here we can just help them. We can make them underline so that they know about it. They know what all to note. So this way, I don't think, because of paucity of time, I'm not continuing much with the lesson. Just I was just trying to, take one page, read it, make children read in the class. After the lesson is like you have taught the lesson, please make them read. You read and let them repeat line by line. You can make them use a pointer finger and make them read so that they know what they are reading and where they are reading. 15-20 minutes approximately is the time that you can get their attention as far as class 2 is concerned. 1, 2, 3 maximum. So maybe after 20 minutes, you can have a quick exercise, a physical exercise. You can make them stand, do something, any quick. I generally do, I play a game, Simon Says. So they generally love that. So any such game, Simon Says, shall we do, I'm not able to see you, otherwise I would have played here, made you play here also. Simon Says, touch your head. Simon Says, touch your friend's head. There will be a lot of commotion in the class. So just to make them come out, get back to their energy levels, we can do a quick exercise. And soon after we do a quick exercise, we can do a recap. That is till then whatever we have done. So we can again repeat. So what animals are we talking in this lesson? Is it pet animals or wild animals? Can someone answer me? The story is about which type of animals?
Wild animals.
Wild
Wild
animals.
animals.
Thank you.
Wild.
Yeah. So who is sad in this lesson?
Haina.
Haina is sad in the lesson. Very nice. What was the reason? Why was Haina sad?
Lost his
Haina
love.
lost his life. Lost his laugh. Okay.
Lost her
Haina-
love.
Okay. So now what happened after that? Did Haina go to someone for help?
Yes,
Giraffe,
How many animals?
giraffe, hippo, elephant.
Yeah, but my question was how many animals? 3 animals, right? Yes.
Three animals.
Yes. Thank you. And yes, the first animal was
Giraffe.
giraffe. Okay. Okay. Can someone spell giraffe for me?
GIRAFFA.
FFE. Correct. Thank you. Yes. FFE.
Giraffe.
GIRAFFE. Thank you. Okay. So like that, we can do a quick recap towards the end of the class so that we the lesson, this lesson is around 2.5 pages. Definitely we should take the lesson in 2 periods. And so we can just, stop somewhere midway, maybe even half a page of next page can also be covered if you feel okay. And so do a quick recap towards the end of the class. The next period, maybe the next day, when we start, please do a quick recap before we start, wherever we have reached from. So from the time we started, from the first till the line that we have done the previous day, please do a recap. The same way the questions how we have asked now, the same way a quick recap so that children are reminded of the lesson. Everything, all the animals, all the characters get back to their mind again. And then you can continue the lesson. We finish the lesson. At the end of the lesson, we can definitely ask, here in this lesson now, all the animals, the moment they were, requested, when Haina went and asked them for help, they just looked wherever they were just looking here and there. They looked around and they said they have not found. But it was only Monkey who asked, how did you lose it? That was such an important question. So that shows what does it show about monkey? Monkey is what kind of an animal here?
It's a wild animal.
It is a wild animal, definitely. But what does it tell us about the character? It's a very clever animal. Yeah?
Yes.
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 So you can explain about that aspect here. And because it was Monkey who asked, Monkey is different from the rest of the animals here. Okay. And then what did Monkey do? If let me see whether anyone has read it. What did Monkey do? Can anyone tell me?
He questions the hyena.
Sorry.
He questions the hyena
He
what
questioned,
happened.
yes.
Where
He
did
questioned,
you lose it?
yes. After that,
He
what did he do?
tickled.
He came down from his branch and what did he do?
Monkey tickled hyena all over the body.
Monkey started
Tickle.
tickling. Yes.
Yes.
Monkey took a feather and started tickling Haina. So that's how the laugh came back to Haina. Yes. So these kind of questions we can ask. The important questions, the main crux of the story, you can repeat over and over again whenever we are doing a recap. And you can ask many questions. It could be the same question to more than one child. It's not that you have to ask only once a particular question. You can, you can ask so that many get involved, many feel getting involved, and that's so important. Then at the end of the class, we have classwork notes to be given. Whenever we are giving notes, we have, set format for that. The meanings, first dictation words or the words to be learned, some words we learned, then meanings, and class 2 will start with meanings. Class 1 never had meanings. So class 2, they have that. Then you have the opposites and present tense, past tense. So as we talk, as we teach, we can talk about these words also. Like this second page of this lesson, we have the first line, elephant flap his big ears. You can, you can ask them, see that word flap. The meaning is written and it's the past tense where you have double P. So small things. Then we have swinging. We have disappeared. These are difficult words. When we explain, we can write the word on the board and, talk about that also. Okay. So hyena, monkey, and all the other animals, their story, a beautiful story. We can, talk about it. We can also have some assessment done. Now, when we talk of assessment, just for us to know how much our children have understood. So assessment can be done in many ways. It's up to you entirely what way to adopt. One thing that we do is dictation. But dictation always need not be the, the same old way of, you telling the teacher, telling the words and children writing it. And that's one way, of course, we can do. We can also, to make it interesting, we can also try and do this. Now, spot the error and correct it. We can give words, we can write words, like you can make clouds or something like that on the board and write down the words. And then you can ask them, it could be a combination of correctly spelled and wrongly spelled words. Ask them to spot the error. So, and let them write down the correct spelling in that. You can number them. I have not numbered here, just showing it. However, whichever way you want, you could just. So it's not only the traditional way of saying, giving dictation. It could be anything, spotting the error or something like that. Anything else also. You can write a phrase also. So can someone tell me the mistakes here quickly?
Swimming.
Swimming, what is the mistake?
Giraffe should be double M.
Okay, let's go one by one. What is the mistake in swimming?
One
Double
more
M
M.
will come, ma'am.
Double it. Okay.
Double M, they put single M.
Yes. Swimming is done. Second, giraffe, what is the mistake?
Double E.
Double won't come, ma'am.
You should
Double.
actually use
Yes.
only one E, ma'am. Then
Yeah,
double E.
correct. What is the problem with begin?
Only one.
Begin, ma'am. Not
Begin began. Yes.
Began.
Began. So every word they need not have the ed thing added, just to remind them about that. What is the problem with tickle? Is there a problem with tickle?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Tickle? No problem. So always you don't have to give wrong things. Sometimes you can give right, so that they also feel that it could be right and wrong. It could be either. Yes. Disappeared.
Double R.
Double R.
Yes, double R. Thank you so much, teachers. I'm planning to have 2 or 3 activities. So one small activity, you could take a paper and a pen, write the answer and keep it. At the end of it, you could, take a pic of all of that and share it to my email ID. Activities based on this lesson, on the lesson, the Lost Laugh, prepare 3 multiple choice questions. So you write the question, give the options. Then the second question, give 4 options. Then third question and give 4 options. 5 minutes for that. We have done, we talked about reading comprehension many a times, but I felt we should still, do it once, quickly do one, talk about this. So the points that we should remember whenever we are preparing a passage for reading comprehension. Class 1 from second term, we have till class 5, we have this reading comprehension. 1 and 2 at times reading or picture comprehension or composition, but from 3 every exam, we have it. Every exam from class 3 till class 5, one question is on reading comprehension. So reading habit has to be there. Reading and understanding also has to be there. And we can give them enough practice and certain things that we can keep in mind when we are preparing a passage for it. One is it should be grade appropriate. How we, choose the topic or the sentences, the type of sentences or the words that we choose, that's so important. Children should not be able to, should not be made to think, what is it? They should be comfortable. Even if it is a question is asked, which is making them think, that's fine. But the passage should be clear to them. So it should be grade appropriate, class appropriate. Second point, should have a mix of questions. That means, what I mean is, questions should not only be like a sentence form answer. You can ask question and the answer expected is in terms of a sentence. But say you are having 7 questions for a reading comprehension or 8 questions. All 8 need not be a sentence answer. 1 or 2 could be like that. You can keep a mix of questions. Different type of questions can be asked. It could be a true or false or yes or no question. It could be a fill in the blanks. It could be a multiple choice question, or it could be testing some grammar element, meaning, opposite, or noun from the passage, or any other such thing. Okay, so it should have a mix of questions. That's very important. Then question and answer, when we ask a question, there should not be any ambiguity in that question. Should be very clear. An answer should also be, there is only one answer or 1 or 2 answers, whatever, from that passage. Child should not get confused. That's what I'm trying to say. Then questions should not be asked in the order of the passage. So let's say the comprehension that we have given has, say, 3 paragraphs. The first question should not be the first line. It could be in any order. You can ask the question that is there in the second paragraph or third paragraph first, then come back to first, then go back to third. So you can keep that. If child is able to still answer, that means he can actually read and understand. Otherwise, if you're going, sentence by sentence from the top, then the child may not be actually understanding. So a real test would be when we are having the questions asked in any order and not in the order of the passage. Then, yes, we all take, passages from internet or some other books. But whenever we are taking from somewhere, please take it and edit it to the requirement, to our requirement. The same passage can be, used for class 2 and class 3. But when it is class 2, you can make it a little lighter. Class 3, you can maybe add something, So your children, their level. According to their level, according to their grade, please edit it. Please make the necessary changes. So, my points are clear. Can I have a passage here? And some questions also have framed. Let's look at that. Now, I would request here. Can you see my passage?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My entire screen is visible to you, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay. When we give the reading comprehension task to our children, first we can read for them. Yeah, let them read. Let them hear you first, especially when we are starting for smaller classes, like 1 or 2 or 3 also. You can read it for them. You can read it with expression so they understand that way also, and then make them read. Tell children that they need to at least read the paragraphs 3 times. First time when they read, they may not understand much. Let them go through the second time. And then the third time, they will know what is it all about, where is what, so that when they see the question, they know exactly where to, look for the answer. They'll be able to. So, but before a child is given reading comprehension, the child has to be given enough of reading task in the class itself. So if I'm talking about lower classes 1 and 2, so class 2, class 1, in the class, making them read the lesson and then asking questions and getting answers from them is so very important. So let's start with this passage. Once upon a time, two princes were playing near a pond in their palace grounds. Suddenly, a turtle came out of nowhere and sat in front of them. The boys had never seen such an animal before. They ran back to the palace in fear. Can I request one teacher? Whom should I ask? Sharmila ma'am, can you please read out the second paragraph for me, please? I can see the hand raised, so that's the reason I'm just requesting you. Yeah.
Shall I, ma'am?
Okay, Nagma, please do it. Yeah.
The angry king wanted to know about their strange animal that had scared his sons. He ordered his men to catch it and kill it without any further delay. They caught it effortlessly and started discussing the best way to get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Any other person willing to?
Shall I?
Okay,
ma'am?
please. Yes, Asha, ma'am, please.
Hang it, someone said. Roast it, others suggested. Another one said, throw it into the river, drown and die. The clever turtle burst out crying, how can you be so cruel? Hang me, roast me, but please do not throw me into the water. Have mercy on me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. The king's men decided to do just that. They lifted the turtle and threw it into the river. The smiling turtle fell into the river with a splash and quickly swam away. It's about... Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So it's about the
Cleverness.
Yeah, it's about a clever turtle, how he escaped, though he was caught, how he escaped. Now, can you see the questions? Here I have tried to give a mix of questions. Read this passage and answer the following questions. What did the king order? So can someone tell me the answer here?
Catch the
King
animal that
ordered
scared
the ordered to kill the turtle.
Yeah.
Catch and kill the
Catch it and
turtle.
kill it
Yes.
without any further delay.
Yes. The king ordered his men to catch the turtle, catch the animal and kill it. Yes. It says catch it and kill it. So, when we are doing something like this, sometimes you have you have to mention them that, you can ask, what is it here? It's the animal. So the king ordered his men to catch the animal and kill it. Okay. Now, another type of question. State whether the following sentence is true or false. The two princes were playing. Can someone read it and tell me the answer?
The two princes
Someone else
were
who's
playing
not
with
here till now?
May I?
balls.
Please.
The two princes are
Anuja.
False, ma'am.
The
False.
two
They are
princes were
playing
playing near
pond.
the forest.
Pond. So this is false statement.
Yes. They're playing where? Near a
Near-
pond, not the forest. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Another person can read out the third question, please.
Pick out
The word from para 3.
Sumi ma'am, I can
Word
see her
from para.
thing unmuted. Yeah. Sumi ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am. Pick out a word from para 3, which is an antonym of kind.
Kind,
Cruel.
okay. Cruel, correct. Very good. So here, in this case, what I've done is, this is not exactly for class 1 or class 2. This is like, this pattern could be used, and then you can, change it according to the child, according to the grade, according to the children. So here we have the words like antonym, synonym that I've used. So if you're giving it to class 1 or 2, you should ask meaning, opposite. Yeah, not synonym and antonym. Yeah. So now it's the passage that we have given itself has paragraphs. Numbers are mentioned. So when we say pick out a word from para 3, straight away they'll go to the third paragraph, and then they can look for the opposite of kind. And yes, they will get it. It as cruel. Okay. Another teacher could read fourth question, please.
Filling the blanks with the suitable words from the bracket. The princess ran away in fear when they saw the turtle.
Correct. So 3 options have been given: surprise,
ma'am.
fear,
Surprise.
amazement.
Fear, amazement.
And the child will be able to read it. Those children who can read and comprehend well will get it. So the last one, someone else can read the last one, please. Darshina ma'am. Okay, we know ma'am. Okay, please.
Pick out a word from the para 2, which is synonym of fear. Scared.
Yes. Thank you. So great. Thank you so much, teachers. That was really nice. Good involvement. Now, here, what I want to also highlight, not only the different type of questions that are given, I also want to tell you that, see, the first question was, what did the king order? It came from para 2. The answer is there in para 2. Then true and false, the first line. So I've gone back to para 1, first line. Then if you see the third question, it's about from para 3, you have to pick it. So they're coming down. Then fourth one is again from para 1. And fifth one, para 2. So you are making the child go up and down, and it is not at all in the order. So this is what we should remember. Yeah. Any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Clear.
Thank you. Thank you. So are you ready for another activity, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Can you see my screen well?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you how many minutes you need? 5 to 7 minutes. Please read the comprehension. Frame 7 to 8 questions, ma'am. I don't want 5, I want 7, because I want you to have a different type of question also, other than what was mentioned. So, okay. So next topic for the day is nouns, singular, plural. Can all see my screen clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So, children already know about naming words. Yes. Now, singular plural is something that, from class 1, we have till class 5. So I've tried to cover different types of questions also, which will cater to them. So for class 1, we will always start the first thing, because when we are teaching this concept, we will teach them when we do the first lesson itself, because we have in the classwork notes, we will be given singular plural. And actually UKG, they do talk about it, but still, so we will take examples and show it to them, like 1 pen and how many now. Can people see my screen?
Pens.
Yeah, 2 pens. Okay,
2
so we can
pens.
make them count 1, 2, like that. We can make them count and talk about singular and plural. That is how we start. So what did we do now here? Pen, 1 pen, 2 pens.
Pens.
What was the difference?
We need to add yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you, Meena.
First pen we are saying we didn't add yes.
Color is
Yes.
And one.
Yes. So rule 1 would be,
color and size different.
yes, that is also there. But since it is all about singular and plural, so it is, first rule is rule 1, adding yes. So we have bats. I just write here rule 1, add yes. Yeah, add yes. My board is also visible, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Not clear, ma'am. Not clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Clear,
is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Clear,
thank
ma'am.
you. Yeah, thank you so much. So rule 1 would be adding yes. And the examples you can give, the familiar examples, bats, balls, dolls, all that. Then we have this rule 2. Rule 2 is something that is not familiar to them. If you are talking about class 1 generally deals with rule 1 and 2. So you can write, what is the rule 2? Word which is ending with O or X or S, double S, CH, SH. All of them will have ES. To make them plural, we have to add ES. So what do we do? Like for example, mango, mangoes, box, box, fox, boxes, bus, buses, glass, class, whatever, watch.
Oh, yes.
Kalpana ma'am, can you please mute? Yeah, thank you. So we can explain, with the example that anything. So what do we mean that noun is ending with O? You have to mention that singular. You had only O. Last letter would be O. Here it is X, S, double S, double CH, double SH. You can use different color chalk pieces also just to make them understand the difference. So we have here, everywhere it is ES. For class 1 level, this is what we have to just, the rule basically of them. We don't go beyond rule 2 as of now for classes. So explain this, giving examples, as many examples as possible is so important. Write on the board and explain. So that is rule number 2. What is rule number 3? Rule number 3, when you have a word which ends with F or FE, what happens? Can you see my board and my screen both? I hope so. Can someone confirm, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So you have this F or FE. You have to cut this and it becomes BES. Cut F or FE and add BES. This is rule 3. You can show it, do it and show it so that they understand what they have to do, what they have to look for. And then we have rule 4 is rule 3 and rule 4 mainly from class 2 actually. Now rule 4 is little confusing. It is talking about word ending with Y. So what is it? Now here we have to explain 2 things. Word ending with Y. When you have a word ending with Y, you have to see the previous letter. So I take 2 examples here. Here, when you have the last letter as Y, see the previous letter. Here it is O. Now O is a vowel. When you have a vowel, O is a vowel. So how do we make it plural? By adding yes. Here, previous letter, the letter before Y is a consonant. So Y goes and IES. That is a different, the rule has 2 sections actually. So when a letter is ending with Y, look at the previous letter. If that is a vowel, add S. If that is a consonant, Y goes and IES. Clear? We can give enough number of examples. Boys, toys, keys, monkeys, donkeys. And there we have babies, where there we have the consonant before the Y. Babies, families, cities, countries, all that. Rule 4 is fine. Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then we
Yes,
have rule 5, which is like irregular. First important thing that we will teach children. You can always tell children, how do we wish children? Namaste children or good morning children, whatever. We never say, many have a tendency to write as we do for others. We have to write on the board and say it is wrong. Some think children is singular and they write that also. We have to write on the board and show that it is wrong. Children. Yes? And just clear my board. So there are many irregular verbs. Depending on the level of the class, you can mention about it. Now, as we go up, like for example, 3, 4, 5, class 4 onwards, you can also talk about the, exceptions. Like you have this exception. Stomach. You add only. It's not ES, it is S. Because CH is not pronounced as CH, it is K. The sound given is stomach. Then same way you have for safe, FE, but plural is only F. So there are exceptions to rules. As they go up, we should talk about those exceptions also. I have given irregular plurals here: children, women, oxen, geese, etc. Tooth, teeth, all that can be, mentioned. Hope this is clear. Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so now I have given one worksheet here. This is just, giving some different type of questions that can be given. I have tried to incorporate questions for class 1 as well as to 4, 5 also. So here, look at the pictures and write the singular or plural form appropriately. So the child has to see the picture and find out whether it is singular or plural. And if it is plural, because one word is given, so the answer would be pencils, like that. Here, I've given a dash. I hope you can see that. The second one is where you have a singular one to be filled. So it's not always necessary that plural has to be, tested. You can even ask, you are given the plural and ask them to test. You can, ask them to write the singular, or you can test the singular also. So either way is fine. Grammar books have both ways. You can straight away give the question, write the plurals of the following, and then just give. So you can give different type of, questions. When we are giving some plural for testing like this, you can give a combination of rules. Is anyone asking me something, or it was just my mistake? Something for test, do give a combination of words. Not all should be the same, adding S or ES. You can have one S, one ES, so that the child is aware. Initially, it will be difficult, but if we keep giving that practice, it will be fine. Can I go to the third question?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Tell me, please.
babies, ma'am. Second one.
Huh? You want to go back to the, are you asking me to go back to the previous slide? Are you telling me the answer? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So we can confuse the child. We can try to confuse the child by giving all the options. Now, this will be a real test. Now, this kind of a question in a worksheet or in class, all the time we need not ask questions, how exactly it will come. Maybe a question like this may not be, given in the exam. That's okay. But this way you can, this is a test of their spelling also. And applying that particular rule. So we can give any type of question you feel will help them to, understand and write. So here we have given, I've just taken three different, rules here. From different rules I have taken. So many have a tendency to write mangoes as MANGOS. So here we have to insist, how we can, which rule to apply. We can talk about that. And then the third one is about the teeth. The first three questions basically for classes 1 and 2 that I have kept in mind. Now, can you see the fourth question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, can someone read the fourth question? What is it? The question as well as the,
Choose the
answer.
correct answer, ma'am.
Choose the correct word from the bracket to complete the sentence. Okay.
Yes.
There are some dash kept on the dining table.
Ma'am.
Second option, tomatoes.
Second option,
E
correct.
O E S.
TOES. Mango, tomato, potato, all have the same, rule. ES. Yes. Second one, can someone read?
Children should wash their dash feet or foot when they come home after play.
Yes.
Feet.
Feet. What is the answer?
Feet.
Feet. Feet is the answer. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. F-E-E-T. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I
Please.
have a doubt. The fourth question, first one, there are some. So how can we teach them? There are singular as well as the plural. How can we use these are and is? How can I different for the first standard? Is that suitable or can?
No,
we
I didn't say this is for first standard, ma'am. Rajeshri, ma'am, are you the one who's speaking? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
This is
yes,
not
ma'am.
only for first standard, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So
First
can,
three questions, First three questions, I'm trying to cover it for, 1 to 5.
okay, ma'am. Thank
Okay?
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So the first standard, first three questions, I have taken, keeping in mind class 1 and 2. Then slowly I'm, upgrading to 3, 4, 5.
Okay, ma'am. How can I different are, there are, and to connect with the singular plural, because they are not able to understand. First standard children, they are not able to
Ma'am, I
understand.
said this is not for class 1.
One. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Then,
Class 1, okay, let me go back. 1 and 2, this and the next question. Yes, more appropriately. They won't be able to read big sentences and understand. Though they have is, am, are, they learn, but that is, done only towards the second term and all that. So, first 2 slides concentrating on 1 and 2, grade 1 and 2. And the third one that I have done now, this one is not, I am not expecting a class 1 to read it and, write it. So Rajeshri ma'am, I didn't do that. This is for class 3, 4, 5. Even 2 will be able to read little bit towards the end. So you can have the question wording should be appropriate to the grade. So you know your children, this is only just to give you some idea in terms of what all questions. There are many other type of questions also, but I just picked few so that we can talk about it.
okay. Thank you.
Yes. So third question, the baker sold many dash of freshly baked bread.
Loaves.
Which one? First or second?
Second one, ma'am.
Second option. LOAVES. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, we have another type of question here. Now, this is more for, class 4 and 5, similar, but this also have kept the sentence very simple. Just trying to, give you some idea about another type of question that can be asked. So, rewrite the sentences using the plural of the underlined nouns. We have sometimes in a sentence requesting one, but what I'm trying to convey is the sentence may have more than one noun. And when we change that from singular to plural, there are other things associated to it that we have to change. The article or the verb, things also will change. So I kept a pen in this bag. The question is, I kept a pen in this bag. How can we have to make the underlined plurals, the singular nouns into plural. So pen and bag will become plural. So how will we change? Can someone tell me?
We can either put number before pen, like 2 or 3, or we can also say indefinite, some, many, like that.
Okay. Or we can
I
even
kept
skip also
pens.
here. I kept pens.
I kept pens in these bags.
These bags. Very good. This will become these. Yes, correct. Absolutely. Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
So when we, as you said, when we change the nouns, we change these things also, right? Like this will be changed to these. Then can we give an example for that sentence before? Like, for example, can we give, for example, a sentence and an answer so that it will be easy for students to change the rest of the things, right?
Yeah, when you're doing in class, please do that.
No, I'm asking.
We can
suppose if you are
train
doing
them
it as an
during class.
assessment.
In the
Okay.
examination?
Yeah.
Examination?
No, not in examination, in class test.
Yes, please do that. That's okay.
We can give an example. Right?
Class assessment, you have internal assessment that you keep conducting. No, there you can give. So that they know what we are expecting.
Yes.
But similar one, don't give for the when we are testing.
Yes, ma'am.
Not a same sentence, or make the sentence a little different so that, but they should understand what they have to do. What they have to do. Correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can. The deer was chased by the lion. Can someone tell me?
The deers were chased by the lion.
Correct. Where deer will remain deer. Irregular nouns, I did not cover that, but you can always talk about those words which does not,
The deers were.
You don't have deers, you don't have sheep, you don't have. Yes. So deer will remain deer, sheep will remain sheep. Like that, those words also
Fish
you
also
can.
remain fish, ma'am.
Fish will remain fish. Yes. Fish will become fishes only when we are talking about different varieties of
fish.
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, it is fish only. So those words also we can tell them. So the deer were chased by the lions. The third one, the last one. Lakshmi ma'am, you want to try? Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear.
The cat ate the mice and ran away.
Okay. Arul ma'am, I was not able to very clearly hear, but I could somehow sense it. The cat ate the mice and ran away. So mouse, mice, that particular thing they should know. Here. Okay. So is that fine? Any doubts? Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. So we are almost running short of time. I'll just show the next slide. It's an activity for you. We may not have time. Please take a pic of this. Prepare a puzzle based on singular plural nouns. During our monthly meetings and during the December session, we had done lots and lots of puzzles actually. So this time I thought I'll give you, an activity puzzle. Easy only, prepare a puzzle based on singular plural nouns. 5 also is fine. Just 5 activities. The one that we did in the beginning and the second one. And the present one. So activity 2 and 3. And my email ID is also there at the bottom. If you want, you can take a pic of this. Once you are done with that, I'll stop sharing.